Welcome back, adventurers. I'm an adventurer like you, and I'm playing Crusader Kings 3. We're continuing the saga of the Rurikid dynasty. And we here have Tsar Fróði, who is not just content, as is in his nature. He is satisfied. He is elated, because he is a very pious man, a very zealous man. And we did good. We did really good. We secured the remaining holy sites for our faith, all the way to Rügen. And we pressed the claim of our sister-in-law to bring our faith to Mordvinia, and then we also we took Kazakhstan as well, because they were of the same Khuzarite faith, and they were being gobbled up by the East Romans, the Byzantines, and we can't let that happen, because the East Romans, they are gaining power. They're almost at the same level as us in military power, and they're definitely ahead in development. So yeah, we need to limit them, not let them expand too much, not let them become too strong. Our gods wouldn't want that. So yes, we took Kazakhstan, well, most of it anyway, and so we have secured our border with the East Roman Empire. And we are still working on Central Europe. There are some Slav tribes in Central Europe that have access to some important resources that we want. Not we personally, but for the empire, for the dynasty, for the faith. Because that is what Fróði is interested in. That is what drives him. Personally, he's content. He's fine. He doesn't need anything. I mean, he's at the top of the world anyway, so what more would you want? But, yeah. No, what drives him is his zeal, his piety. So, that is what concerns him. And, of course, in these wars, we took a lot of prisoners, and what we have now done is, well, of course we ransomed a lot of them, but there were several that couldn't be ransomed. That either the people that were responsible for them didn't have money for, or they were just like courtiers that nobody cared about. And because they were of the wrong faith, or the completely wrong religion, we decided to execute them. So that is why we're standing here near the river, because we drowned a lot of them. And that was very, very divine, satisfying for Fróði. He lost all his stress, and he gained piety and prestige for this. So yeah, we are very happy about that. We feel very good about that. So, what's next? What is next? That is the question. Well, there was one other problem I haven't mentioned. There were several people who were scheming against us, and we imprisoned them. So we do have some people in our prison that are of our faith, and they are there because they schemed against us. This high chieftain is with us because he is married to the high chiefess of Edil, the remaining part of Kazakhstan, and she can't pay for him because she's in debt. So we're keeping him around. We could execute him, but he is of our dynasty. So that is a bit of a bother. Yeah. And we have this lady as well, who is not important, though she does have some claims here on this bit. Who rules that anyway? You nasty looking man. But we're keeping her around. Maybe if we need some stress relief again, we can execute her then. That was my thinking here, and that's true for this young man as well. Okay, we can relax to giant shade tree. We don't really need to. It's a very expensive thing to do anyway. Don't know why it's so expensive. Yeah, we have Jarl Ingemar here, who also schemed against me. He is the Jarl of Tjörnehov, which is right next, across the river from, well, not right next to Sperjeslav, but very close, across the river from Königard, our capital. So I think we should try to imprison him, because, yeah, he is a schemer. He might try again. Now, one other problem is that a lot of people are unhappy with us because we were over the domain limit. We fixed that, but they still haven't fixed their opinion of us. So we are no longer so overwhelmed by stress. That's very nice. Our alliance with Count Lev expired. Ah, yeah, because I moved some betrothals around. So he is a bit upset with us. It's for the good of the dynasty and for the realm. Okay. My nephew. Yeah, you shouldn't have gone off and started your own dynasty. Player here betrothal broken. Why can't I go there? My player heir, he is married anyway. You mean one of his... No, this is all good. Yeah, I set all these up with betrothals. Because that's the future, probably. We had some doubts about Stanislav. Also, I sent him to some priests to get rid of his alcoholism. We can't have that. And we have some very wise men and women who can help with that. So yeah, I think we're going for Stanislav. He is content, okay, but he's also diligent, so he will do what is expected of him as a Tsar of the Rurikid dynasty. And then he has several sons, and we are thinking Fedot might be the one. He's focused on stewardship. Or Fróði, possibly. He is intrigue again. My grandson. He is strong and genius. Okay, he's sterile. But that doesn't actually mean sterile. It's just minus 50% fertility. So that can definitely be overcome. Especially if you have someone that has a higher than 50% fertility. Which she does have. I saw that when I turned on debug mode. So yeah. Yeah, we're not so sure about Ivar here because he's a bleeder. And that's not something we want in our line. So we are probably going to make it so that he does not inherit. Anyway, so that's our thought. So if we didn't have a Stanislav, our next thought was to go for Prince Artyo. We're not so sure about his stats. His learning especially isn't that good. And it's kind of important if we want to develop. So with 20 learning, Stanislav is definitely more promising. Alright, we also have an inspired person and we have something going on in our court. So let's see Prince Boris. I have arrived in Königsberg to pay homage to you, glorious Tsar, as a show of my loyalty. He is my son, my second son, and we just gave him the Jarldom of Prussia. We already gave him some counties, and we just rearranged things there a little bit so that he has the Jarldom of Prussia, and which we financed, by the way, with all the prisoners that we ransomed. All the ransom money, that's very nice. And, yeah. Okay, so show him in at once. I wait patiently on my throne for the arrival of Prince Boris, who is soon announced and ushered before me. He needs interference as attendants bring forth his gifts of coin and precious objects. The oath is taken and scribes record his pledges to serve the Tsardom of the Rus. At last I bid the Jarl rise, confirming my satisfaction and Boris' rights to the lands. He rules in my stead. I accept your generous gifts, Prince Boris. Very nice. Okay, wait there. Yeah, so I also started 2 language learning schemes because I noticed I only speak Norse and for some reason Magyar, Hungarian, which could be useful maybe, but learning East Slavic from the Russian Yevrosynia and Czech from Sophie Premishlit. That would probably be more useful. I am thinking we should change our court language. It is still Norse, but we are more and more a Slavic focused culture. So I think we should change our court language to one of the Slavic languages. Why can't I see this? Anyway, doesn't matter. That's fine. Court. There we go. What is happening in our court? A ghostly pen. My poet. Ah, yes. I found a new poet as well. She took some convincing money, but she agreed to join my court. She's Persian, by the way. But, yeah, she will have to learn our language or languages. But she is quite good. 13 learnings, not too shabby. And she became our court poet. Who is this? Oh, our court musician. She's French. And we have our half-sister, an antiquarian, Princess Dalla. Very nice. And that's my son, Stanislav. He's my steward. Nice. And my poet, as she always does, well, as she started doing, as soon as I am in range, starts to declaim at me. Oh, you precious petal! It must be such a hardship to live life as one abandoned by the muses. You command armies, but you cannot command the written word. Has mankind ever witnessed a more exquisite tragedy? Allow me to assist you. I could write some of your speeches for you. Tell me the theme and I shall apply a beauteous turn of phrase. My words could use a certain florid infusion. Diplomacy +2. I would prefer if you wrote a poem for me to my beloved. But Golbahar, who is my beloved, is also my spy master, so yeah. No, she will know that those are not my words. My words may not be fine, but they are from my heart. An honest speaker, personal scheme power +4. I think I would go with that. I don't need a florid infusion. We are content. Maybe some more zealous touches, some more religious touches, but you wouldn't know about our gods yet. You're new here, so no, I'm fine. I'm content with the words that I know. I just need to learn a few more languages, but that's fine. Yeah, they are from my heart. Let's get that honest speaker, personal scheme power. That would actually be useful as well. Okay, we have some interesting people. There is she, my spy master. Yeah, Alright. We have court grandeur is below the expected level. Yeah, because they want us to invest more. Oh. We could do this. We could go from a warlike court to an intrigue court, but that's just my personal preference as Tsar here. It would help. It would help. But this also helps when we actually need to wage wars. More knight effectiveness and man-at-arms counter efficiency at level 7, which we are at, right? Yeah. And if we change this, when can we change it back? I'm assuming it takes some years. I think we should do this actually. We have plenty of prestige. Yeah, let's go for an intrigue court. And we can't change to East Slavic because there is no East Slavic top level ruler. Yeah, that's a bit of a bother. So we could switch to Czechoslovakian or Lechitic, but we don't want either at this point. We want East Slavic. So he does. No, he doesn't speak East Slavic. Why did you not learn more languages? That's something we need to fix. And because he's not my son and not officially part of my court, even though he's my ward, I can't tell him what languages to learn. I don't think so. So the workaround would be to put him into my court, right? So I could either abduct him. I don't want to do that, of course. He is my grandson. Anyway, he is in my court. He's just not officially part of it. And yeah, I'm his tutor. I just can't tell him what languages to learn. The other way is, yeah, through the debug console, of course. But, oh, well. And there was an inspiration. Matilda has the adventure inspiration. She wants to go to Eastern Europe. We are in Eastern Europe. Her skill is merely decent. And she's just a guest. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Another thing I was thinking of is our culture. I've just seen we can reform it. Meaning we can add a tradition. Yeah. So every age, right, we can add one more. And we just got into early medieval or era. In the early medieval era. So we can add a tradition. Now, I'm not sure if that means that resets the counter for merging with another one, because I do think the Czech culture has some really good traditions. So maybe we should consider that, forming a hybrid culture. Consciously, yeah. Now it's less than 50 years old because we formed this in 953, so we would still need to wait quite a bit. But yeah, I want to add. Where is it? Industrious. Industrious, which gives us 25 development growth points when a building is constructed once a year. It doesn't mean more stress gain, which means more drunk people, because that seems to be the go-to stress relief for our culture. And shorter building construction time. So this is something good. It doesn't cost us a lot. It's 2,000. So yeah. Should we do that? Establish new tradition. Yeah, it doesn't really change our culture to something new. It's not hybridized or diverged, right? So I think this should be fine. Yeah. To be established in 30 years. Oh, it takes forever to get it. Alright, well, let's work on that then. And by the time this is done, we can merge with another culture such as Czech, which has it. But maybe, yeah, we want to take something else. Or we want to, like, mountaineer rulerism, that's pretty good. Castle keepers. Anyway, we'll keep looking at those kind of things. Alright. Our swaying Countess Jana, right? Because we want a strong hook on, well, we want a hook on her so that we can convince her to help us abduct her husband. Right now, the abduction scheme has very low chance of success. And even with her on board, I'm not sure if it will be that much better, but we'll see. We will see. And we're still under the expectations. Okay, so now we're 10 of 10 holdings. Our income is 18 gold. We could invest a little bit in court amenities. And we should examine the ancient stone monument. Yes. Why does that disappear when I want to do this? Okay, 225 gold. That's expensive. But we start a trip to examine an ancient stone monument in Chernobyl. Okay, let's get ready. I have taken some time to travel to the more remote parts of Chernobyl where there is a great ancient stone monument. I was just curious and wondered what it was like. Upon arriving at the location, I walked up to the monument to examine it further. Though its shape is crude, it was clearly carved by human hands. It is also an impressive size, and I can see why the locals have been unable to move it anywhere. One has to wonder how it got here in the first place. I spent a couple of hours enjoying the scenery and relaxing, or my scholarly instincts tell me to investigate the monument further. I think we should examine it further. Yes. Yeah, we're still going down this tree, right? Although I am thinking it might be time to go for Know Thyself, and these here, pedagogy and scientific, are pretty good as well, now that we are in the early medieval era. So, should we switch to a scholarship focus? Or stick with intimidation? I would like this one. That would help with our income. This is, I guess it would be helpful, but Let's go up to fear tax. And Sophia is pregnant. My cousin is under attack. Alright, let's have a look at that. I hereby invite you to a feast at my court in Terbovlia. It will be a grand affair. That's my Count Lev, who is also... Oh, he was my father's steward, right. But I appointed my son instead. Yes. Uh-huh. I do like him very much. He somewhat likes me, but he is terrified of me, because I have a dreadful reputation. How high is my dread? 59 out of 100. Okay. Yeah. We have an item for that, right? There is a book that is tyranny gain. I don't know. We don't want tyranny gain. We want dread gain. Okay. Maybe we should try and find someone who can make or find an item that gives us that. Right, this gives us attraction opinion. We don't really need that anymore. This we have equipped, that's good. Stewardship +1. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. A bit more stewardship helps. Ancient coin. Stewardship and learning lifestyle experience +1%. It's not a lot, but it is something. This does give us more prestige and renown. This is just not really an interesting item. Yeah. Okay. Here we have something. Prowess, night effectiveness, heavy infantry toughness. Yeah. But this is all about prowess and something like that. Hostile scheme success chance +2%. Yeah. And we have this, which is nice. Okay. And there we have no choices. All right. Yeah, we shall go. Sure, why not? We shall go to the feast. A warm welcome. Every guest is gathered in the great hall, and the gracious host Count Lev has welcomed us all to the feast. I look forward to this. Count Lev announced a slight delay to the serving of the food, and Countess Drauslava looks ready to burst with frustration. In between grumbles from her stomach, I only hear grumbles of displeasure. She is making a fool of herself. Gorgeous guest, that is nice. Or Drauslava has a point, where is our food? I'm content though, so I'm just like talking with the people around me, I guess. So she is making a fool of herself. Yeah. I mean, I have no stress to lose anyway, so. With suspicion, I took Sviatoslava out playing with a bow, and to my surprise she ran into a wounded doe. Actually, I'm not surprised at all, because that happens so often. She later lashed out at me, thinking I had staged the whole encounter as some kind of test. She is Count Lev's daughter, so yeah, it somehow makes sense that I'm taking her out. Not during the feast, but yeah, unless it's like a multi-day feast and we also go hunting, but yeah. Anyway, and I set her up with my grandson by Stanislav. So I want to Educator. It was certainly a test. Then show me what you could have felt an animal yourself, or someone always suffers. Make certain it's not you. Yeah, that's. I think he would probably go for that out of these. Mutual spirits. What started as an ordinary feast became an exceptional one thanks to the presence of Count Lev. We spoke all evening about all manner of subjects, and as things would have it, we seemed to have a lot in common. I had such a good time with him. What a good evening, and I grow close to forming a friendship with him. That is good. That is really good. And the bottom of the tankard. Was that the sound of an empty cup you just set down on the table? To hear anything over the din of the great hall, Count Lev must have enchanted ears. My gracious host waves for a servant. More wine here, none will go thirsty. At first he let us go hungry, and now he's like getting us drunk. Thank you, my nephew, and I gain the trade drunkard, well, 10%, but no. I've had quite enough, I think. Yes, I'm content. Right? No, I'm good. I don't need to get drunk. Especially after all the trouble we had with my son, and my father was a drunkard, so no, it's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. What a feast. I will remember the days spent in Count Lev's halls for a long time to come. Now it is time to wash up the traces of merriment and wine, and once more resume my duties as a lord of the realm. Farewell, my nephew. And I lose stress, which I don't have anyway, but that is good. That is good. And Rostislava has come of age. Hasn't been set up with anyone yet. She is my courtier. You are my cousin's daughter. Okay. But you're a bit of a pig. Sorry to say, Rostislava. And you have no, like, saving graces here, except you are forgiving. She's deceitful and forgiving. You have nothing going for you, except you're part of our dynasty. Patskibor. That seems the way to go here. Scheme at court, my spy master has come to me with grave news, while we do not yet know who. Someone is plotting to kill my courtier Edla. Well, I don't care. She was plotting against me anyway, so I don't mind if she die in my dungeon. She's near death anyway, so what can I say? I have no words. It's like, why are you telling me this? I don't care. And we're still, yeah, we said we could invest a little bit more in court amenities. What shall we do? Decent fashion, spacious lodgings, more servants, or exotic food. I think maybe many servants, because it gives us more scheme power and hostile scheme resistance. Let's court grandeur bonus plus 12. This also. Guess I'm more likely to stay longer. Not complete inspiration quote, just improvement. Well, yeah, that's nice. And here we get prestige. This prestige. I think we'll go for this. Yeah, apply. I mean, we are getting there, but many servants. Good. Let's see if we can get to grandeur level 9. I mean, yeah, I suppose I should go for more of this, but I don't want to spend too much just for grandeur. Yeah, we're almost there. So we're ranked 5th in the world now. Caliph of the Abbasid Empire makes sense. Pope Benedictus makes sense. The Vasilevs, of the East Roman Empire makes sense. And the Samanids. Okay, I think we should skip ahead of the Samanids. Yeah, and maybe even the Byzantines. I mean, we are grander than the Byzantines, but yeah, we only recently became a feudal court, so. How are we doing with her? Still at 47, 3 months. Okay, let's go. And there it is. Speak of the devil. 72. Yeah, that's enough. I think that's enough. Abandon that scheme and we'll start a new one where it's accepted. Okay, great. Now we want a hook on her. 90% chance. Yeah, we want a hook on her. Because we want someone who can get us the whole duchy. Right? And for that, I've shown you this before, right? There's 4 women. We also have... Ah, yes, this one, Joffy. She's getting on. Or, yeah. We can only press her claim when there is no man on the throne. So either a woman or a child or someone incapable. And that's why we're going for this guy. Because he is the court physician. Maybe, but we have a slightly better chance with him, even though he's a count. His intrigue is poor, and his is average. So, there's that. Another thing, oh, he's attacking Montania. Interesting. Line spot legacy. Yeah, we'll get there. Let's have a look at this. Holy war for the... Oh, he's just going for a county in Montania. Alright. He has no allies, and you appear to be stronger. Bondi 500, Vigman 120, 22 champions. That is nice. Well, you also have an ally. Okay. 12 knights. Yeah, he has some pikemen and light footmen, so it's... He's pretty strong. But you're in a good position, so good luck with that. I could help out and just declare war on him. But then I would have to do a holy war. And that would get the Byzantines involved, for sure. Okay, the latest work of my half-brother Prince Ruslan has become all the rage at court of late. The piece deals with memory and what we leave behind, and Ruslan has publicly dedicated it to me. He's one of my vassals who has become a poet. Nice. When heritage takes shape, what man does not hope to rest when tired in glorious memory with hearts desired? It is rare enough for men to admit that their deeds leave those left after split. So far I've kept my thoughts to myself, but the buzz has grown too dramatic to be ignored for much longer. Ruslan, that is truly heartfelt. Okay. Yeah, what to do with him? What to do with him? We still have factions, right? But they are quite weak. Yosuma Lady. Okay, they are not with him. But they might... Independence faction. Now that's unrelated. Liberty faction. Yeah, he might get help from Prince Ivar. Ivar Hasteinsson, my half-brother. Transylvanian Alps, yeah. I imprisoned a family member of yours and I broke a betrothal. Yeah, shocking. Okay. I'm not your rightful liege. What are you talking about? The kingdom of Wallachia doesn't exist. Because most of it is not in my realm. Yeah, well, that's because you got this on your own. Or maybe not you, but your father, maybe. I don't remember my father or anybody in my direct line going for this. No, we stayed on this side of the mountains, right? And we were thinking about going for this, but then that never materialized. Will not succeed, he will rise up in rebellion with other disgruntled vassals. And I have quite a few disgruntled vassals, even if they're not in the same faction as his. But these guys might also want to take the opportunity. And of course my uncle Ragnar. Because he wants to be the Tsar. Yeah, so you're one of the younger children, yeah, of Osbjörn, who died in 942. Just be content with what you have. I mean, I didn't fight for this, it was just given to me. So it must be that the gods want me in this place. I just had an idea. A person with King Brandotta of Serbia committed suicide? Why did you commit suicide? They put you back on the throne. Okay, you were subjected to me, right? You were a pilgrim and a reclusive. Okay. Kingdom of Serbia. Okay, let's have a look at the current situation. It's still all of this, right? Agdafylki got this bit. That's not on. So Agdafylki is here, the south of Norway, right? And they got this bit in Denmark. What is this? Schleswig, maybe. And then now they got Ukraine. We can't allow that. Anyway, so now we have this 17-year-old on the throne, and he's betrothed with the Rurikid. We set that up with my niece, Ulita. So yes, we have our fingers everywhere. Okay, what's the situation here? You are still there, your health is poor. Yeah. What she is wandering. No, it just says she's unlanded. Who is your spy master? She's not your spy master, right? No. Just a vassal. Countess Yana of Rurikid. You are a spy master. Wow, that's like 2 in 1 if we get a hook on you. Alright. I should have noticed that before. Maybe I did and I forgot. Ketil, yes. And Katerina Mirzanov. Yeah, I guess. You're just a courtier now. You have claims on Serbia and some other stuff around here. Do we have anybody with a claim on this? We do. We do, but we still have a truce. That's the word I was looking for. My neighbor Duke Alexander has lost against High Chieftain Orshi of Gorbatia in the Uzgorod claim on the county of Kro. Okay. Gift and joy. To celebrate the rule of Tsar Fróði, the local families have prepared a festival for the court, and Vladislav included. It is a feast during which local merchants and mayors bring up gifts. There are samples of all the local produce and even 1 or 2 delicacies that are popular at court at the moment, obtained at no cheap cost, I expect. One by one, the locals come forward and present samples of textiles, earthenware, and even an article of furniture. Vladislav has finished his meal and is already looking like he is ready to retire to bed, fully contented. I think he'll also retire, so he keeps content. Impatient or arrogant? No, content. It's like, yeah, no, we had a good day, so yeah. Let's go to bed. Pavel died in my prison. So soon. So soon. Well, okay. You were a Rurikid who betrayed your heritage. Now, what to do about you? What to do about you? Do we have someone? We have Sigbjörn's claims. That we could press. Not yet, but eventually. Okay. What about this bit here? We can seize it because it's ours. You gain a contest account? Yeah. I mean, he should just accept it, but he won't. So let's take this. Right? Let's take this. We don't need all of our military. Oh, we have a rally point here in Tana. Let's just raise the local army. That should be enough. My daughter. Ah, Sofia. Gave birth to a daughter. Punja. Let's go with that. Yeah, we'll keep this to chase them if they are going anywhere. And the battle was over. We didn't capture him, so we'll just siege it down. Fabricate hook, an incriminating missive. By halting a messenger from the Court of Countess Ulfhild, an opportunity has presented itself. By copying the Countess' seal, I can fabricate a letter threatening increased taxes and circulate it among her vassals, or at least threaten to. This is your signature, is it not? Yeah, no. Here. So I got a weak hook on her. Ah, yes, because I wanted her to vote for my son. Instead of the other one. But he is number one now anyway, so I can keep that hook until I need it. Okay, exotic arms. Along with their strange goods, merchants bring tall tales from distant lands. Unverifiable, full of wonder. A group of Permian peddlers purport to have brought Kazakh. Yeah, okay. Kyrgyzstan. Okay, that's a different branch of that. Kazakh objects said to have come from the faraway court of great ruler Kagan Kozal of Kyrgyzstan, no less. Circa, the leading trader grins darkly. This unique spear could be yours for a special price, of course, great sir. A likely yarn indeed. I look to Dala for guidance. It is certainly not fake, my liege. This work is indeed Kyrgyzstan and of high quality. So I am trusting, so I tend to believe this, especially if Dala, who I trust even more, right? Although she doesn't like me that much. Dala, who I trust even more, says that it's real. So yes, I believe this is real. Fetch my coin purse. My goodness, 500 for a spear. Okay, a Kyrgyz spear. It better be good. The spear is lackluster. Prowess and raid speed. Yeah, that's 500 gold down the drain. Dala, why did you do this to me? I shouldn't be so trusting of you, eh? Ah. Enemy combatants captured. Who did we capture? Vex and Hazarit. Okay. Would they even pay for you? No. Okay. And a faction has disbanded. The Tengir populist. Okay. Education at an end, my word. Astrid has come of age and it is time she left my care. So she is the daughter of Azrava, my sister-in-law, who I put on the throne of Mordvinia. So I decided to educate her daughter. Wow, she became really good at intrigue. Well, she's a genius. But yeah, she apparently found my stash of booze. Not good, Astrid. Not good. Yeah. Teachings of a saint. Fedot and I attended a small ceremony today for a local saint who is doing not doing apparently the spell check on these things. I mean, if you make a mod, then at least use some spell check. This is an easy one to prevent. Well, that's just my professional thing. I'll admit, the Volk Aslak certainly took the... It's not a Volk. Aslak is Vedunia. Volk is for male priests. Anyway, she certainly took her time going through the Great Chronicles. Yeah, and that's also a way to do a mod where you can distinguish between male and female. So there is certainly some work that can be done on this mod. I should volunteer, I guess. She took her time going through the Great Chronicles. Despite that, Fedot remained fully attentive to the morals and teachings and remembered to say his lines along with everyone else. This is my grandson. He is going for a stewardship-focused education. That is definitely his strength. But he's also a genius and he knows when he needs to be a good boy. He is a child of Rod and he gains zealous or cynical. I wouldn't say that because I'm zealous. Or maybe one day our descendants will hold ceremonies for Fedot. No, I'm zealous. He's a child of Rod, definitely. Yes. And I have success in learning the East Slavic language. Endless hours practicing accentuation, sleepless nights mimicking inflection, countless lessons mastering intonation. It was all worth it in the end. During my efforts, I looked to emulate Yevosinia's accent. I'm sure that she would be impressed with my results. I feel accomplished. Perhaps I should send a letter in East Slavic to Yevosinia. I think I should do that as a kind of, exam thing, right? To prove that I actually learned this language. And she saw it as dishonest mockery. Then you have not been a good teacher. You haven't taught me what I need to know. I think that's... Let me just go on a rant here at the end of this episode about the language learning mechanic. I don't like it. It is not realistic. There is so much wrong with this mechanic. As a language teacher myself, it's like, no, this is not the way it works. For most people, that's one thing. Usually you can only assign one language, and you can assign a kid to learn a language, but only one, unless they have multiple schemes available, which kids don't have. That's unrealistic to start with. There is no problem with kids learning 3, 4, 5 languages at the same time. Especially teenagers, plenty of them do that. At least where I'm from. And we had 3 foreign languages in middle school. So that's not a problem, first of all. Second, it isn't a binary. It isn't a yes or no, you learned the language or you failed learning the language. That's not how it works. You have a whole scala of options here, anything in between, right? You know a few words. You can say a few sentences. And you know the most common things. Maybe you can write, or maybe you only can speak. Maybe you can have a normal conversation about normal things, but you can't read any scholarly books. Or until the level where you are indistinguishable from a native speaker. There's a whole range of abilities within language learning. So this whole thing of I learned the language or I failed, that's very unrealistic. So yeah, I think there's a lot here that can be improved about this mechanic. Anyway, that was my little rant about language learning. Yeah, I've been thinking about getting into modding, and maybe I should. Although this kind of thing to really change the language learning mechanic, that's like more advanced modding. But we'll see, we'll see. I certainly have some ideas. It's more a question of having time and energy to do it. Anyway, my acquaintance Adela died in my dungeons. She is the one who was scheming against me. And then Bretislav also died. Oh, he is a person of interest. He is a person of interest. Now, he's dead now. Where are we here? Who is now in charge? Duke Wojtek. Wojtek. Tech or Tech? I should look that up. I think it's the sound. Wojtek. Of Czechy. So now we're down to 2 men, right? Oh no, now it's 3 before Marie. We should try to get her into our court. Why? Ah, it's because I see. So he is now the ruler. This is his heir, and his heir has 2 sons. But if that's true, his sons are not of age yet. So if we kill him and his child, his heir, then we could press the claim. Not sure if our claim holder is still alive by then. That is a bit of a... Who are we trying to... Oh, fabricate who Countess Jana, yes. She's an ugly drunk. Yeah, I will have a look at that, how we can approach him, because I do think this is now more realistic. Oh, look at that, predicted agents 4. Well, let's do that then. Let's go ahead and kill him. 3 agents join our scheme already. Count Bretislav of Czaslav, he also wants him gone. Nice. Okay. And we could invite even more people. His wife could be convinced. His mother could be... What? No, not his mother. The mother of the other claimant could be convinced. A courtier. Alright. And his antiquarian. Okay. Let's go for his wife. Let's bribe her. Yeah. She doesn't appear to be a blabbermouth except for the fact that she's a drunk. But let's see if we can get the Czech duchy this way with intrigue. Okay, that was enough for this episode. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed so you get notified when my next video is up. But if you've been following this series, then you know there is a new episode every day. So hope to see you again next time.